Britain's next generation of emergency service recruits, chosen from a pool of thousands. Rookies like Ben, who's always longed to be a paramedic. His hopes are now reality.
Not many 20-year-old people can say that they drive around in an ambulance and attend critically ill patients.
And volunteer police special Sarah, slowly finding her feet on active duty with regular officers.
It's exciting, basically. You go into a job, you've no idea what to expect. It's quite a buzz, your heart's going.
Brendan's reason for swapping his white-collar job for a career in firefighting couldn't be more clear-cut.
To make that positive impact on someone's life and save them from a life-threatening situation.
They've survived months of intensive training.
Come on, let's move! Get back! Okay, contact!
They've been tested to their limits.
Spray, spray!
It's burning. Don't panic and don't worry.
All to realise their dream careers.
It's doing now what I've always wanted to do, which is a really good feeling.
Join them for their first time on the front line. In today's programme, on patrol.
Someone's in trouble, basically.
And under attack.
No,
Police Special Sarah puts her own safety on the line when a colleague's pinned to the ground. No time to waste. Ben rushes to a patient whose heart hits 160 beats a minute.
You got cold hands.
You know what they say, cold hands warm heart.
And crashed.
Brendan, just talk to the casualty.
Yeah.
And trapped. The driver whose life depends on fire recruit Brendan.
Cut in!
In Cheshire, Sarah Johnson's new career as a police special is well underway. On her first shift, she tracked down an expensive stolen bicycle and joined a high-speed response to a 999 call about a domestic row.
I'm glad I'm not driving.
But bigger challenges are still to come. Sarah's 46 and a mum of 3. She became a police special out of a sense of public duty.
Going out and helping people and doing things that are just proactive for the community, it's really good.
Specials give their time for free. 4 hours a week, helping keep their neighbourhoods safe. Time well spent, according to Sarah.
You really can feel that you've achieved something and you can be proud of yourself for that. That's how I feel.
To qualify, Sarah had to complete an intensive 20-day training course.
Mid-carry.
Go! Get back!
Specials have the same powers as regular officers, and they run the same risks, so personal safety instruction is a priority.
Some of them have never been involved in any conflict situations before, so we need to obviously make sure they've got the necessary skills for when they go out there, as we've done before.
Last year, nearly 20,000 police officers were assaulted on duty.
Somebody's coming in to try and kick you in the face, trying to get on top of you. Get back! Get back! Get back! Make sure you get into that position and get up.
This training was outside Sarah's comfort zone, but she soon mastered the technique she'd need to defend herself on duty.
You want to be practiced at doing it. If you're going to have to do it on the street, you need to know what you're doing.
Down, down, down.
5 weeks on, and with her training now done, Sarah prepares to go out on shift. She's been chosen for duty at a gay pride event in Chester. Although such events are not noted for trouble, they can attract large crowds with access to alcohol, a combustible mix.
It's an exciting day, but it's kind of, I don't know, because I've never done this sort of thing before.
With the event just an hour away, Sarah joins her colleagues for a briefing.
Our intention today is quite straightforward: to provide a visible policing presence during this event, to ensure the safety of those attending, perhaps more important, to deal robustly with any alcohol-related disorder.
Specials are supervised by constable tutors throughout their 18-month probation period. Sarah's mentor is also a special, although Heather Frant does have 5 years' experience.
We are expecting 2,000 people. It's been well publicised, so we might get groups of teenagers coming in as well, so we will need to be aware of them, because they can be a bit of a handful.
This is new territory for the police in Chester. It's the city's first ever gay pride event. These events are usually good-natured, and at first, this one is exactly that.
A few cuddles and a few photographs now. I think that's part of it, though. You know that people are going to have a few drinks. People do want to have their photograph taken, but it's fine, you know. I can cope with that.
But soon, the telltale signs of underage drinking start to appear.
Fella, show me what you've just put in your pocket, please. How old are you?
16.
Cheers. You need to wake up a bit earlier to catch me out.
Nearby, another underage drinker has collapsed and needs help fast.
Yes, it sounds like in and out of consciousness.
Because street drinking restrictions have been relaxed today, Youngsters unconnected with the event are flooding into the city centre.
The St John's ambulance are basically looking after us. She's in and out of consciousness. She's probably just been drinking all afternoon.
The mood at the event is starting to change.
Just got to keep an eye on them really and just make sure that, you know, it goes off smoothly.
It looks like the rookie special could be in for a long day. Ambulance service recruit Ben Palante is a month into his new job. So far, he's tended to a cyclist hit by a car and a man who almost severed his hand with a chainsaw. Now, despite his own limited experience, he's been asked to supervise a trainee for the first time. Ben's always wanted to be a paramedic. As a youngster, he volunteered for St John Ambulance, then studied for a degree in paramedic science at university. His graduation was a proud moment, and he made some lasting friendships along the way. At 20, Ben knows he has much to learn in a job where lives are often on the line.
It's a massive responsibility for someone of my age. That's quite one of the exciting things that I'm actually looking forward to, is, you know, saying that that's what I do for a job.
4 weeks after starting, Ben's about to experience another career first. He's impressed his superiors so much, they've asked him to supervise new trainee Jack Marley. The apprentice is on his way to becoming a master.
It's quite scary, really. 6 months back, I was in that position where I was sort of looking up to people and asking for their advice and their help and their support. So obviously now, sort of role reversal, really.
Still training at the moment, learning all the skills, and hopefully with my colleagues today, my crewmates, I'll be picking up a few more skills.
Ben and Jat head out in response to their first emergency call of the day. A 32-year-old man is suffering from chest and stomach pains and displaying an even more worrying symptom.
The fact that he's vomiting blood, obviously is not a good sign.
On arrival, they find the patient, David, in agony.
Looks like something's splashing down on my chest. Right, okay.
Chest pains could indicate a heart attack, in which case rapid treatment is essential. Ben connects David to a heart rate monitor to check further.
Right, I need to keep nice and still a second. We're going to do a quick trace of your heart. So relax all your hand, that's it.
It's good news. The tracing indicates David isn't having a heart attack. He's still in severe pain, though. Ben's next task is to reduce it.
What we'll do, we'll give you a spray. Okay.
The spray is designed to widen the vessels and increase the blood supply in David's chest.
Here you put your that's it. I'll give you one of that. That's it. Close your mouth. Dissolve that. See if that works.
If Ben's chosen the right treatment, David's chest pains should ease almost immediately.
Has the pain got worse?
It's got a little bit better.
It's got a little bit better with that spray? Yeah?
Despite this encouraging sign, David still can't stop vomiting.
What have you been doing over the last couple of days, have you?
Nothing, just chilling.
Yeah. You haven't got no ulcers or anything? Any stomach ulcers?
I think so.
Ben's diagnosis is inconclusive.
Right, we'll get you down quickly then.
David's illness needs identifying and treating as soon as possible.
I'm just going to pop a cannula in the gentleman's arm so we can give him some paracetamol.
Right, let's pop this on your arm then, mate.
By giving the pain relief intravenously, Ben hopes to reduce David's discomfort quickly.
How much blood did you bring up?
Not much, it's only like little clots, just little spots.
Only a small amount, yeah? Okay.
But even small amounts of blood in vomit may indicate bleeding in the stomach or bowel. If David does have internal bleeding, his condition could worsen fast.
What's that pain like now? Can you describe it now?
Perhaps I'm really bad, really awful.
They've reached A&E. Following his training to the letter, Ben hands over to the triage nurse.
He said he's been coughing up or vomiting up clots of blood.
David will now undergo tests to find the cause of his illness.
We did a full set of observations on everything that we could have done. So he'll be seen by the doctors and nurses in A&E, and they'll decide the best care for him.
Ben and Jat head off. Their shift still has 7 hours to go. West Midlands Fire Service recently advertised for recruits for the first time in 3 years. More than 5,000 applied. Just 50 were successful. One of them, former marketing manager Brendan Houston. Brendan's first shifts have been quiet. The only highlight, breaking down a door after smoke was reported coming from a ground floor flat.
That's fire service.
But that's about to change. Brendan's working life took a new turn in autumn 2013 when he attended 8 weeks of training to prepare him for active duty.
Come on, where's the effort?
Before that, he worked in marketing, but decided to give up a comfortable life and salary for a job well known for its risks.
To be able to make that positive impact on someone's life, whether it be that you do save them from a life-threatening situation or an accident they're in.
The course stretched the trainees to the limit, so the instructors could see who had the right stuff.
You will report to Echo so we can make sure that you are safe.
Applicants had no hiding place. They either passed or failed.
Let's get that casualty out! Come on! Working hard, baby!
Learning how to extract casualties from car crashes was a priority. Britain's firefighters attend over 32,000 road traffic collisions every year.
We're going to take it that there's a passenger in here, and that's why we're moving the roof.
Firefighters often have to use hydraulic machinery to reach crash victims, but the kit is powerful and must be handled with care. Brendan had to get to grips with heavy cutters and powerful saws that can pierce metal in seconds.
Start shaking, it's because the blade's jammed.
But on this part of the course, Brendan was found wanting. He chose the wrong part of the car to make his cut, and his blade became stuck.
What we're going to do now is you're going to stand back and just rest for a minute.
If this was a real car crash, a mistake like that could waste time and cost lives.
We're going to lift it up and take it forwards. Get that roof, we need to get it up, there's people in this car.
A sobering experience for the new recruit, but hopefully a vital lesson learnt.
Not going to lie, that was hard work. Kind of have to put yourself in a situation in a real life to think, well, if that was a real person, it's super tough.
Four weeks after Brendan completed his training, the new recruit is on active duty and about to start a 10-hour shift. First task, responding to a 999 call. There's been a serious car crash. Brendan's newly acquired skills are about to be tested for real.
Brendan? Yeah. If it's on your side, hose rail off straight away, right? Okay, yeah.
Two vehicles have collided, one ending up on its side. Its driver, Mohammed, is trapped. Brendan rushes to get the hose. The car and its driver could go up in flames at any moment. Paramedics are on scene. They fear Mohammed has serious spinal injuries. He needs to be extracted quickly but safely.
Yeah, we put some blocks under here now to stop any movement.
That's the first priority.
The car needs to be stabilised. It's in danger of rolling over, crushing the firefighters.
One person inside.
Watch Commander Dave Alexander gives Brendan a crucial task.
Any movement of that car towards us, shout up at the guys in there on the tools and tell them to stop, and loud as you can if it's moving.
The lives of the crew, paramedics and driver are in Brendan's hands.
A bit of a noise now, mate. Just a few bangs.
Once the crew secure the car, they can cut Mohammed free.
Stabilisation's fine.
Crew Commander James Brereton is Brendan's mentor. He thinks it's time for the new recruit to put his training into practice.
As soon as it's ready, right, we've got you start making some cuts.
Brendan needs to make 4 clean cuts to remove the roof. This time, there's no margin for error.
Anything left? Cut in! Very fast when it's like this, it's not like training.
A seriously injured casualty is depending on Brendan, and the risk of a fuel tank explosion remains. Every second counts.
Cut in! Cut in!
Firefighters are encouraged to reassure casualties while cutting them out.
Brendan, just talk to the casualty, let him know, yeah?
Yeah. A bit of a noise now, mate.
Cut in!
Brendan's nearly finished, but he's struggling to make the final cut.
Brendan, take yourself away from the bump. Come to the top, you should do that in one cut.
Yeah. He acts on the advice instantly.
It's starting to cut in now.
1, 2, 3. Well, let's uncover the casualty then now.
Now Mohammed can be extracted from the wreckage and taken to hospital.
1, 2, 3.
Brendan may have struggled with cutting gear at the academy, but when it really mattered, he delivered.
It's my first RTC. There's only so much training can prepare you for until you get into a real situation, and there's somebody actually hurt in the car, and you've got to make decisions and be quick enough and confident that you're doing the right things to get them freed as quick as possible.
Did really well. It's hard the first time, but he sort of listened to what needed to be done and sort of leapt onto the backs of everybody else that was here and just sort of took a bit of advice.
I don't know whether I've made it as a firefighter, but that definitely helps. I feel a little bit more confident. There's a little bit running around at the beginning thinking, oh my God, where's that on the truck? And oh my God, where's this on the truck? But I got there in the end.
Back at the Gay Pride event, Police Special Sarah and her mentor Heather are monitoring an increasingly raucous crowd. Pockets of trouble are starting to stretch the police. Suddenly, a call comes in about a drunken youth throwing furniture in a fast food restaurant.
Just stay there for me a second. Which one is it? That one, grab him.
Sarah stops the suspect before he escapes.
Come with me a sec.
The manager confirms he's been abusive to staff and other customers.
What do you want to happen? Because obviously we've got all this happening outside. Do you just want him out? We were going anyway. Oh, well, that's all right then, after you wreck the joint. You're going to leave this building and you've got to go straight home. Yeah. If you don't go straight home, I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
The teenager is removed. But as soon as Sarah and Heather get outside, their radios vibrate. A fellow officer needs urgent backup.
It's just like the alarm on the radio. Someone's in trouble, basically.
Police radios are fitted with a distress button. If held down for just over a second, it alerts all nearby colleagues.
Saying that they harm you because you just
where are we going now?
Fellow officers were struggling to handcuff a man, but now have him under control. In the confusion, Sarah loses Heather. Suddenly, the crowd surges. The man's again resisting arrest, and Heather's clinging on to his legs. Luckily, they soon have him under control. But Sarah's struggling to master her radio. And she needs to be totally up to speed. More potential troublemakers unconnected to the event are arriving.
We want to be facing that way. This is the problem that we're getting when we get large groups of youths.
A disorderly crowd is a test even for experienced officers. Heather knows the challenge it presents to a rookie.
Anytime you feel uncomfortable, you need to let me know, okay?
Right.
We all go through that fight or flight. If it gets a bit too much for you, you need to let me know.
Okay.
All right? Because I'm relying on you to back me up.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Wherever I go, I want you to go with me.
I will,
All right?
yeah.
Today's shift is proving to be an ordeal for Sarah. And it's not over yet. In Birmingham, new paramedic Ben is 4 hours into his shift with trainee Jat. They're responding to a 999 call from a pensioner in distress. They arrive just after a rapid response paramedic.
Hello. All right, this is Jenny. She's a 95-year-old female.
The fast responder has run some tests, and it isn't good news.
The heart rate is anywhere between 134 and 180 now. Okay. Slightly bit of SVT.
SVT is the name given to an abnormally quick heart rate. Jenny's is double what it should be. For an 85-year-old, it could be life-threatening.
Obviously, you can't really sustain a heart rate of 140 for long.
She needs to be taken to a specialist cardiovascular unit right away.
What we'll do, because your heart rate's quite fast at the moment, we'll pop you up to hospital. All right.
But Jenny is frail and needs to be moved with care. Her husband Harold is concerned.
There's nothing to worry about at the moment. All right. Okay.
Did you lock the front door, dear?
Yes. Just have that.
Jenny may seem fine, but a heart rate so fast will put a huge strain on her heart, with potentially fatal results.
The patient has got quite a high heart rate, so we're trying to make sure that the patient's heart rate stays as it was, or tries to come down rather than increase. Sometimes that can be the case when you're moving the patient around.
Ben's training told him to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
I'm just going to pop a cannula into Jenny's arm, obviously because her heart rate's quite fast at the moment. We may be able to do something a little bit later on if anything happens.
He may only be a month into the job.
Sharp scratch, all right.
But he's already thinking ahead like a veteran.
Right, just bring your arm around here a second and keep it nice and still. Right then.
It's off to hospital.
Blue light.
Jenny's heart rate is now 160 beats per minute. It's getting worse.
What we are going to do, Jenny, obviously because your heart rate's quite fast at the moment, we're going to let the hospital know that we're coming. Can I pop an alert in, please? I have an 85-year-old female. We're in SVT at about 160. Yeah, and we're about 8 minutes away coming from Aldridge. Okay, so the doctors know that we're on our way, Jenny.
Ben tries to take Jenny's mind off the situation.
How long have you been married for, then?
64 years.
64 years, why?
We had a card of between.
Okay. Is that 50 years or is it 60? 60. Okay.
They've arrived at a hospital with a top cardiovascular unit. Jenny will be in good hands.
Yeah, good job.
It's a sign of Ben's growing maturity as a paramedic that his employers entrust him with a trainee, one who clearly holds him in high regard.
He's been very supportive and encouraging, to be honest with you. I've learnt a few things from him as well, which is good.
Ben's first month as a paramedic couldn't have gone better.
I'm still finding my feet. It's coming with time, and every day something's different. There's never one job or one patient that's the same. I come to work and I don't know who I'm going to work with, where I'm going to go during the day or what I'm going to do. It's a job I want to do now for the rest of my life.
Back at the Gay Pride event, rookie special Sarah and her mentor Heather are under pressure. Social media has spread the word that street drinking rules have been relaxed, and youths are streaming in from nearby towns. The police are trying to restrict access to the town square, but they're clearly outnumbered.
Further, stay here.
It's all right, lads.
Can't go any further. How come?
Not enough of us, Joe.
The police have just been told a large mob's on its way, and the youths are looking for trouble.
There's apparently a group coming up.
Go and get yourself home.
That they don't want coming up this way.
Quite scary. It's heartbeat going, It's quite nerve-wracking, You've no idea what's going to happen, whether it's going to be like a mass sort of, riot or a rush or what, or whether there's just going to be a few people having a fight.
I'm just watching my colleagues that all seem to be congregating down here.
Orders have come through to form a police line. Sarah rehearsed this tactic in training, but now it's for real.
All of you, this side. On you go.
These are my mates.
Trouble could erupt at any moment.
Just fill that gap.
Suddenly, a distress call comes over the radio. Heather grabs a man resisting arrest. She's pushed to the ground. Sarah holds his legs to help bring him under control. He continues to struggle, but she doesn't let go. The man is contained and Heather is unharmed. Sarah put her safety on the line for a colleague.
Individuals who just are kicking off at the moment, and if they're basically attacking the police, then everybody from the police just basically dives in and dives on them. Nobody wants to be assaulted. Simple as that.
Following this violent incident, the tension eases, the crowd begins to disperse, and there's no more trouble. The police have done their job, including rookie special Sarah.
I'm very proud of her. She's done really well. Considering she's only been in the job 5 weeks, she's held her own today. It's been very tense at a lot of times, and she's managed to stay there with us. That's all we can ask. The rest she'll learn.